Unsung Murder Ballads is a true crime podcast, and as such, we will be discussing topics that are disturbing, graphic, and often violent in nature, so this is not for children under the age of 13.
But you know this because you did start playing this episode. So here are some things you might not know about us.
We are going to be critical of mistakes made by both criminals and law enforcement.
We're going to express our views on things that you might not always agree with.
We will occasionally go on an off-topic tangent.
And we're going to use dark humor to express ourselves now and then.
So if you're easily triggered, this might not be the podcast for you.
However, if this is your cup of tea, then raise your pinky finger while you sip and join us for this week's horrific case, you sick bastards.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Unsung Murder Ballads. This is episode 174. I am Janus Dead.
And I'm Joyous Dead.
Okay, so this week we're doing another survivor story.
Oh, I love these!
Yeah, I waited and gave the pause so you could respond. It's a brutal one, but it's a survivor story. Yeah,
it has to be brutal as a survivor story to make it onto our podcast. If it
That's
was
true.
Like a nice, oh, they just slipped right out, then it's not really going to make it on.
No, this one does involve suspected murders, maybe not proven murders, which we'll touch on briefly because they're not proven. And it's also going to involve, it involves the sexual abuse of a teenager.
Ugh.
I think there's mention of the possibility of it being younger as well, and incest.
Oh.
So,
gross.
Yeah, this is a brutal case. So while it is a survivor story, there is brutality, not brutality, like it's not like, but it's not like barbaric. It's just, it's fucked up. There's no better word for it.
I retract my yay, but also I'm glad for survival.
Yes, you'll see. This is any of our listeners certainly knows what this case is because they'll see the name, because this one's fairly famous, although I doubt you'll know it.
You know I won't.
I know you won't. It's Josef and Elisabeth Fritzl.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Yeah. It's also
Surprising
Austria in the... Yeah, you'll see as we go. I won't even tell you a date range yet, although you're going to get it right away.
All right.
Okay. There's no real teaser. I've realized I'm having trouble finding teasing moments, so I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to roll with it.
It's okay. You give us some tidbits.
Right. Okay, so Josef Fritzl was born on April 9th, 1935 in Amstetten, Lower Austria. Now, he was born to his parents, Josef Sr. and Maria Fritzl.
Mm-hmm.
Josef Jr. grew up as an only child solely by his working mother, who he claimed regularly subjected him to physical and emotional abuse throughout his childhood.
Oh,
so
sad.
He referred to himself as a quote-unquote alibi child, claiming that his mother only gave birth to him to prove that she herself was not barren and that she could have children.
Well, that is an interesting allegation, I must say. I've never heard of this concept.
I have never heard anything like that as well. What a bizarre reason to have a kid.
Now I'm inclined to do some research of what? Why?
Well, my thing is of all the reasons of all the ways to prove you can have kids, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, that's the most straightforward way.
Agreed.
Do it.
But couldn't you just prove that you were menstruating?
Doesn't mean you can bear children.
Okay, fair. You're right. I didn't think that through all the way. But
and also, they wouldn't have known that back then,
Well, this is only the 1930s. You're right. Maybe they wouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean,
it's right on the line of
women's health is just not that well researched even now. So.
That's true. And I don't know enough about Austria in the 30s to really know. Because this is also pre-World War II, if you think about it.
Right. The thing that's coming to mind, and now we're totally off topic, is I've been recently rewatching The Handmaid's Tale.
Oh,
and
so good.
In The Handmaid's Tale, a woman might need to prove that she is fertile in order to have a slightly better quality
job
of life and not be sent to toxic waste in the colonies.
Yeah, that show's fucked. I remember reading the book and then I saw the show. I didn't really care for the last couple seasons. I thought they were dragged out a little, but great show.
Yeah, I agree, but I loved the book.
Yeah, the book was so good.
So anyway, she had an alibi child.
Yes, yeah, sorry. I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's continue. So the father, right. Josef Sr., was a severe alcoholic, and he deserted his family when Joseph Jr. was only 4, and he never came into contact with him again, his own son.
Ugh,
Joseph Sr. later fought as a soldier during World War II and was killed in action in 1944, and his name does appear on a memorial plaque in the town of Amstetten.
Gotcha.
In 1956, at 21 years old, Josef Fritzl Jr., who from here forward I'm pretty much going to just refer to him as Fritzl because he is our perpetrator and fuck this guy. Mm-hmm. At 21, he married 17-year-old Rosemarie, with whom he would have 3 sons and 4 daughters.
Jesus, slow the fuck down.
Right? Now, his youngest was Elisabeth, and she was born on April 6th, 1966. Now, Elisabeth's siblings believed that their father pretty much treated her differently from the rest of them, as they felt he often handed down less harsh punishments for her than the rest of them got from his strict house rules.
That's typical for the youngest child, or for everyone to feel that way with the youngest child, right?
I think so, and the funny part is I think she got it far worse, but we're going to get into that in a little bit.
All right.
Elisabeth was quiet, a blue-eyed blonde who often daydreamed of getting away and starting her life someplace new, specifically someplace away from her father.
Mm-hmm.
Her dreams of getting out of there wasn't necessarily due to the strict rules. It was rather because of the abuse that she did suffer at his hands. But again, we're going to touch on this in a moment.
All right.
After the events that we're going to discuss tonight, this is after Josef Fritzl is caught, he would be looked into as a suspect in the death of a woman named Anna Neumeier, who was 17, and she was shot in a field in the city of Linz on August 17, 1966. She had disappeared on her way to the city of Wells, which was about 22 miles from where Fritzl worked at that time. In 1967, at this point, Elisabeth is only 1 year old. Fritzl broke into the home of a 24-year-old nurse while her husband was away, and he raped her while holding a knife to her throat, threatening to kill her if she screamed.
Oh, fuck this guy. That's awful.
Yeah, this guy's he's a piece of shit. Fuck this guy.
100%.
That same year, he was also a suspect in a case of attempted rape of a 21-year-old woman, and he was also known for indecent exposure. He was eventually arrested, but only served 12 months in prison.
Ugh.
Now, in accordance with Austrian law, Fritzl's criminal record was expunged after 15 years of not committing any more crimes.
Hate that.
And basically, as a jump forward note here, as a result of this law, more than 25 years later, the local social service authorities did not know of his criminal record when he applied to adopt and or foster the children of his daughter Elisabeth. And that's
oh God, no.
And that's an important note, obviously, and you figured that one out.
Oh.
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Ugh.
But back to the 1960s. Fritzl, after completing his education with basically a degree in electrical engineering, he obtained a job at a place called Vosstalpine in Linz. From 1969 until 1971, he held a job in a construction material firm in Arstetten, and he later became a technical equipment salesman traveling throughout Austria. In 1970,
at least he's gone.
Yeah, right. His wife gets some peace with her 7 kids.
Yeah, Jesus.
Fuck that.
Rather 7 kids than 8, right?
Right. Well, In 1972, Fritzl purchased a guest house and an adjacent campsite at a place called Lake Monsey, managing the property together with his wife until 1996. On November 12, 1986, at 6:40 a.m., a 17-year-old named Martina Claudia Posch left her home in Upper Austria to go to a nearby bus stop. When she did not show up to the meeting she had arranged with her boyfriend that afternoon, the boyfriend called Martina's mother, who had assumed that her daughter was with him. And she also learned that Martina had never shown up to work that day. Now, authorities soon determined through witness statements that she had not made it to the bus stop either.
Oh, no.
On November 22nd, 1986, 2 scuba divers found Martina's body wrapped in 2 olive green tarps on the southern shore of Lake Monsey.
Oh.
The forensic examination revealed that Martina had been killed by strangulation 2 hours after leaving her home.
Oh.
Yeah. So as I said, while this is a survivor case, there are murders and there are other horrible crimes.
Not only a survivor story.
Correct. But we can't 100% prove that this was Josef Fritzl Jr. We're touching on it because it probably was. Now, as a note, Martina basically physically looked very much like his daughter, Elisabeth.
Hate that.
So sometime around Elisabeth's 11th birthday, Fritzl had begun physically, verbally, and sexually assaulting her.
Oh, 11?
11.
Fuck.
And by all accounts, she was the only one he was abusing. Which mean, and now you got to remember, go back, like the siblings think she's getting better treatment.
It's like, no, either they don't know or they don't understand what's happening to her.
That's my take, that they just don't really know. Like it's so well hidden. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So, by the time she was 15, Elisabeth had decided that she needed to find a way out. She just couldn't do it. And she started by enrolling herself in a waitressing program. Which,
gotcha. Get some money?
Well, to me, it's like, I didn't realize you had to go to like school to become a waitress, but okay. I'm not judging. It's Austria in the 60s. I don't really know.
Right. Who knows?
Actually,
maybe they're just literally the best at waiting of all time.
Maybe. I don't know. You're right. There's schools for everything, right?
Exactly.
2 years into the program, however, on January 28th, 1983, when Elisabeth was 17 years old, she ran away from home and went to live in Vienna with a friend of hers that she met in that waitressing program. Essentially,
good for her. Get out of there.
Right. She got tired of the abuse. She was done. Fuck that. She's out. However, 3 weeks later, into her being gone, remember, she's only 17, her parents had reported her missing, and the authorities found her and brought her back to her family. Which sucks.
Fucked up. And no question of why did you run away?
Yep. No questions asked. Police didn't even dig into it.
Cool.
So once Elisabeth was brought back to her family, she felt like she really had no choice. So she went back into that waitressing program, and she finished it midway through 1984. And then she was immediately offered a waitressing job in the nearby city of Lens. After she graduated and got this job, she actually started to feel like things were kind of starting to look good for her. So she's got
some independence. Does she move out?
She starts making plans to move out so she can get away from her father. And on August 28th, 1984, just a few months before her 18th birthday, Fritzl asked Elisabeth for help carrying a door downstairs into their basement. To understand this, he's got a basement that he basically works out of. And he had actually applied with the city to expand his basement. Okay, because he needs this work area.
Gotcha, it's like a workshop, I see.
Basically. So, with no reason to question why he needs help bringing a door down, because he's doing this work, right? She helps him get this door downstairs. And they're in the basement, and Elisabeth is literally holding the door in place as Fritzl is securing it to the frame. Nothing really that unusual here.
Mm-hmm.
Once the door is in place, he grabs Elisabeth from behind and puts an ether-soaked rag over her face until she loses consciousness.
Fuck.
And then she is locked in the room she just helped him install a door to.
Oh, that's fucking awful. And I assume none of the other children, like, she's the youngest, so they're probably all out of the house.
Most likely, yes, because she's 17 here, almost 18, yeah.
Yeah.
Later,
Ugh.
once it was realized that Elisabeth was kind of nowhere around, the rest of the family became alarmed, and they started looking for her, but obviously to no avail.
Right, they're not thinking, oh, what if she's in the basement hiding?
Right. And Rosemary decided to file a missing persons report with the police, as you do.
As one does.
Now, Fritzl, he does not seem all that worried as he's talking to police about the whereabouts of his daughter. He's telling them that she often talked about running away, as she had done in the past, and he talked about the fact that she claimed she wanted to join this religious cult that she had heard about.
Ugh.
80s satanic panic, right?
Of course. Like, apparently it was international, but...
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think Jimmy Jones had been already out there. Like, that whole thing had gone down, so it's probably everywhere in the world at this point.
Yeah, probably. And man, that's... With all, we haven't talked about, like, a missing persons case in a while, but...
Yeah, it has...
And, like, especially missing children and runaways.
Right.
But...
You're right, it has been a little while. That's weird.
Yeah, but I mean, we've talked about it many times of, like, often it's just assumed to be a runaway, and then when the parents are like, oh yeah, it's probably a runaway.
Right, the cops aren't going to do anything else. Exactly.
No, they're not.
And because of that very reason, police barely look into it.
Mm-hmm.
Then, about a month later, Fritzl provides to police a letter that he claimed arrived at his doorstep. It was postmarked from the city of Brana and written in Elisabeth's own handwriting, where she said that she was tired of living with her family and decided to live with her friend so she could go join a cult.
Fuck.
Yeah. In this letter, it also warned that if her parents contacted the police or tried to look for her, that she would leave the country.
Ugh.
So, obviously, at this point, boom. They're not looking into her disappearance.
Yep.
But eventually, everybody in the Fritzl home found their way back to normal, so to speak. Except for her Elisabeth, who's literally trapped feet underneath them.
Oh.
She would be trapped in this basement for 24 years.
What the fuck?
24 years. Yup. Almost 2.5 decades.
I'm speechless.
Yeah. We're going to get into it.
Until she's literally in her 40s?
Yes. During this time, Elisabeth would give birth to 7 children, with one dying shortly after birth.
Oh. His own children he was trying to adopt.
Oh, we'll get into that. We're about, yeah. I'm just giving you this is kind of a teaser.
Fuck. 24 years, 7 children, giving birth by herself?
Oh, just wait. It's fucked.
Oh, fuck.
So Fritzl, of course, spent much of his time in the basement working. He entered as early as 9 a.m., telling his family to leave him alone while he's down there. He's doing X, Y, and Z. Leave him the fuck alone, basically. So it wasn't odd to the family when he was like, leave me alone. I don't even want you to bring me a cup of coffee. So they let him be. And while he's in the basement, he visited Elisabeth almost every day. However, there were some weeks that he made it down there maybe 3 times a week, bringing her just enough food and water and supplies to just barely make it.
Oh, dear.
But obviously, the main reason he enters that basement is to sexually assault and rape Elisabeth, and it wasn't long before she got pregnant the first time.
Ugh.
Yeah. Now, her first pregnancy ended in a miscarriage at the 10-week mark, which she had to go through completely alone at only 20 years old.
And also, like, unmedicated.
Yes.
Fucking awful.
Now, I guess I should kind of describe what this looked like at the time. There are no photos of this before later things. Okay, and I don't want to ruin that part. But basically, it's it's like a small studio apartment. He literally put a shower in there. So she's got one room. It's not huge, but it's not uncomfortable in terms of like a prison.
Okay.
So she's there alone, so it's not like she's sleeping on hard packed dirt, right? So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Basically in solitary confinement, except for her father who rapes her.
Correct. 100%. Now, she did become pregnant 2 years after the first miscarriage and gave birth to a daughter named Kirsten in August of 1988.
Fuck.
2 years after Kirsten, she learned that she was pregnant again and gave birth to a son named Stephen.
Oh.
So at this point...
What the fuck's happening?
So at this point, it's not just Elisabeth being held in the basement. It's now her and 2 children. Yeah. And these 2 kids...
Oh, he's keeping them in there too?
Yes. They think that way of life is the normal way of life.
They think you just live in a room.
Yes. They never got to go outside. They never saw other people. They simply lived every day in that small area.
In one room where they're probably
witnessing him assault her. Yes. Because he sometimes did it in front of them when she defied him. So fucked up.
Oh.
Through all of this, Elisabeth tried to make life for her children as normal as possible. She set a routine for them. She set chores and rules. She started homeschooling them to the best of her abilities. Because keep in mind, she was only 17 when she was brought down there.
Right.
She hoped that one day they would see the outside world, and she tried to make them as normal as possible.
Oh, I can't even imagine that burden.
Fritzl, of course, continued to do his assaults and what have you, and this ultimately led to her giving birth to 5 more children. One of those 5 children...
In this room?
In this room. But we're going to get into the changes that are about to happen. One of those 5 sadly died soon after birth from respiratory problems because Fritzl refused to allow Elisabeth to take the baby to the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah. Over the years, the space in the basement became an issue as the children were growing. And she continued to give birth to more.
It's one room. There's 8 people in there now.
Right. So Fritzl said that the oldest 2, Kirsten and Stephen, had to stay in the basement with Elisabeth, but that each child she had after that, he would devise a plan to be able to take the child up out of the basement one by one and live with him and his wife, Rosemary.
That is so insanely fucked up.
He would literally take a baby and hide them somewhere on his property, like in a bush or in a bassinet by their front stairs, with notes that he made Elisabeth write to convince Rosemary that she was in this cult having children but couldn't take care of them.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, we're talking like literally he would ding-dong ditch and leave a baby on their front porch.
I don't know what to do with this one, man. This is just...
It's beyond fucked.
Oh. It's just like, where does a person even come up with something this awful?
And you should look this guy up. He looks like a fuckhead. Like he looks like a psychopath.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's crazy. Now, however, her youngest child, her last child, Felix, he had to stay in the basement with her as well because at this point, Fritzl said that Rosemary couldn't take care of any more children.
Right, because they had 7.
Right. And now she's having 6 that survive. So you've got the ones that are living upstairs are Lisa, Monica, and Alexander. and Kirsten. Oh my God, I forgot the older boy's name.
Steven.
Sorry.
And Felix.
And Felix are living in the basement. Yep.
Oh.
Fucking crazy.
Just like, it makes you nauseous to just think about it.
Well, just wait, because I wish I could say things get better, but they're going to get worse first. And I want to point out, how fucked up is it that you have to like literally pick and choose your children to have a quote unquote better life? Because you're just giving him to the care of a guy that's abusing you. And somehow, right, and somehow Rosemary isn't questioning any of this. She's just taking the children in, thinking she's helping her daughter who's in a cult.
Right, and I mean, she's been married to this psychopath her whole fucking life, so God knows what she's been through and what she's learned not to question.
That's true. And the fact that there are handwritten notes in Elisabeth's handwriting is certainly convincing.
Right, exactly. And they're like, what are you going to do? Send your grandchildren away?
Right. It's crazy. And at one point, Rosemary does contact social services because she has to explain where all these children are coming from.
Right.
And she explains the situation.
They don't have birth certificates.
Right. So she's explaining the situation, and because of the notes, they allow Rosemary and Fritzl legal guardianship of the children. No questions asked. And
what's crazy is there have been all these babies in the basement and no one ever heard them cry.
It's even crazier, and I'm going to touch on this in a little bit, but I'm going to talk about it right now. At some point, they start renting out rooms in their house as well, and those people hear weird noises. But
oh my God.
But Fritzl tells them it's like the gas pipes and the plumbing and this and that, and they just let it go.
They're probably like, this house is fucking haunted.
Who knows? But you got to understand this room is not exactly like, it's not like just a normal basement. He dug a hole. Like when she helped him bring that door down, they went down an extra flight of stairs and down like a little hallway.
Oh, okay. It's like truly a bunker.
It is like a bunker. That's a better way to describe it. Fucking Jesus. Crazy. So even with 3 of her children living upstairs, there was not enough room for everyone in that basement. She had 3 growing children and Elisabeth herself. So she's convincing Fritzl that she needs to expand this basement. If she's, it's just not going to work. And this motherfucker tells her that he would let her build an expansion, but he would not help her. He's not going to take any part in it. And he's not going to give them any tools to make it happen. They spend 3 years hand digging dirt out of the fucking ground to expand this basement.
I'm putting it where?
He's bringing it out for them. But he's literally making them dig holes with their hands.
With their hands.
Now, once it's done, he helps them with supplies to like board it up and whatever, put walls in place. Because I could not believe the photos I was seeing when I saw because eventually she's going to get out, right? It's a survivor story.
Of course.
And that's when the photos are taken. They literally built another hallway, like a very, very narrow hallway, but they each had their own bedrooms.
That they dug with their hands?
With their fucking hands. It's crazy.
This is literally like, it doesn't seem like it can be real. This seems like a crazy fucking horror movie.
I'm not kidding. There were 2 small bedrooms, a bathroom, a living area, a kitchenette, and a padded soundproof room, which was the initial room.
Whoa.
Now, the ceilings are no taller than like 5.5 feet tall, right? So if you're tall, you're crouching.
Right.
Now, the sideways and the hallway, like to each room, were really narrow. I can't specify that enough. And the floors weren't exactly even, but
right. They don't have any tools.
They pulled it off. They were given a television, a radio, and a VCR. And they were given a refrigerator and a hot plate to cook and heat meals. Basically, he lets...
I mean, like logistically, like I don't know what he was doing before, but I'm wondering about this grocery bill. I'm wondering about
Right?
how he's hiding, bringing all this stuff in and out.
Well, again, his wife isn't questioning shit, and he spends a lot of time in that basement.
Yeah, clearly.
Fucking crazy. So at times, Fritzl would punish them by shutting off their lights and refusing to deliver food for days at a time.
Fuck.
He told Elisabeth and the 3 remaining children in the basement that if they ever tried to escape, he would gas them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There's no torture that anyone's ever invented that's enough for what this man deserves.
Oh, yeah. He deserves lifetimes and lifetimes of slow, painful tortures. I agree.
I wish I believed in hell.
Yes. Because he deserves the lowest, most horrible version of it. But
It's the worst thing anyone could imagine. He deserves that.
At least, yeah. So in 2008, Elisabeth's oldest daughter, Kirsten, who at this point was 19 years old and had lived her entire life in that basement.
Oh my fucking God.
She became incredibly ill.
Oh.
Now, to put this in perspective, Kirsten was older than Elisabeth was when she was forced into that captivity.
Right.
As the days passed, Kirsten's condition worsened, and Elisabeth believed that if she did not get help for her daughter, Kirsten was going to die.
Oh.
She begged Fritzl to take her to the hospital. And after pleading with him, amazingly, she was able to convince him to help.
Wow.
Elisabeth helped carry Kirsten out of that chamber, and she saw the outside world for the first time in 24 years.
Oh.
However, before Fritzl would even call an ambulance, he gave Kirsten very strict instructions that she had to abide by, or he would punish Elisabeth and the other children if she violated them.
And I'm oh my God, what this girl must look like after she's never seen the sun.
We're gonna get to that in a little bit too. Now he gave her very strict instructions not to talk about anything. I mean, you can see what he would be telling her. It's pretty obvious.
Obviously, yeah.
So he then also had Elisabeth write a note telling doctors that it was okay for them that she was giving consent to treat Kirsten, and giving kind of a list of what was wrong with her.
Mm-hmm.
Once Kirsten arrived at the hospital, she was admitted in serious condition with life-threatening kidney failure.
Jesus, yeah, I'm not surprised. They must be so malnourished.
Well, immediately the hospital staff was like, something's really fucked up here.
Yes.
So obviously they're noting how pale she is, how skinny she is, how fragile she was, and she seemed to lack all normal social skills for someone her age. So they decided they were going to admit her for a 2-week stay. And they wanted...
She's literally never seen anyone other than her siblings
and her
parents.
And her parents, yeah. So while she was there, they were questioning her about her mother, her living conditions, asking her if something was going on at home. But she absolutely refused to talk to them.
Yeah, this is such a foreign... she's basically on an alien planet right now.
Yeah, basically. So authorities then devised a plan and decided to make a public statement asking if anyone in the public knew who Kirsten's parents were, and to please come forward to speak to them about her medical condition. They're basically trying to draw Elisabeth out.
Oh, gotcha. They're not but they know that the guy who brought her in is her father, right?
Right, but they're trying to put pressure on him, and it works.
Gotcha.
So because no one came forward, basically they're claiming that nobody knows who her parents are. Mm-hmm. But police are obviously looking at Fritzl. Finally, yeah. Right?
They found probably a resemblance.
Yeah, well, they found it awfully convenient that Fritzl would present these letters whenever these children randomly showed up.
Yep.
And then this very sick girl arrives at a hospital but doesn't know who her own mother is, according to her, because she's not speaking. Right?
Right.
So,
and she probably doesn't even know how to lie about some of these things.
yeah, exactly. She's so terrified that she's not going to say shit.
Right, she can't, because it's like they could be like, "What's your life like at home?" She probably couldn't describe a normal home life.
Exactly. So at this point, again, with police focusing on Fritzl, Elisabeth, being at least somewhat intelligent here, realizes that this is the perfect time to get out of her situation. And she is convincing him to allow her to go to the hospital to back up his claim about her being in the cult and that she's Kirsten's mother and yada, yada, yada.
Right, and she probably also looks fucked up from being in the crowd.
Exactly. It's funny. You're definitely already seeing where so much of this is going. But 24 years in a basement. Be like,
why are you also pale and skinny and look like you're gonna die?
Yeah, like what's your cult all about? Are you vampires?
Yeah, right? Like tell me about this cult, right?
Right. So, and she's convincing her father, Fritzl, that the police would back off once she shows up. And again, for the first time in 2 decades, her and the remaining children in the basement are brought upstairs.
Oh, they're all brought upstairs. They're surprised.
All brought upstairs. When Rosemary realizes that Elisabeth is there, Fritzl simply told his wife that Elisabeth decided to come home finally.
Whoa.
I forget that this woman's probably a victim of abuse as well. And I initially was much harder on her in my head, but I see the problem now.
Yeah, she's been gaslit beyond belief. God knows what other ways she's been abused.
Exactly. So once Elisabeth arrived at the hospital on April 26, 2008, the staff quickly picked up on the fact that, once again, something was off. Because you got Elisabeth, pale and skittish. She's mysteriously there after nobody hearing from her for over 20 years.
Yeah.
So they immediately call law enforcement, and Elisabeth is taken in for questioning. Now, initially, when they started questioning her, they're just asking her about Kirsten's health. Like, why is it so bad? Why is she so sick and skinny? Why does she not have any skills that a teenager has? They're asking her, why is she abused? Why is she malnourished? Right? All that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start asking about Fritzl. Why was he the one that she was contacting all these years and no one else? Why send everything in letters and just abandon her children?
Right.
So finally, after they promised her that she would never have to see her father again and that absolutely no harm would come to her or her children, she started to tell the authorities the entire truth about what happened over the past 2 decades.
Can't even imagine what it's like to be the person asking her these questions.
Right? And then get hit with this story.
Yeah.
I mean, your reaction was bad enough. Imagine the police.
Right, I just imagine hearing it from the person who survived it.
Right. Crazy. So that night, police swarm the entire house and they arrest Fritzl. They're able to recover the 5 children and that were still at the home. And Rosemary, for some reason, fled the house when police arrived.
She's probably terrified.
Well, they initially thought that she was involved, but once they were able to locate her and actually talk to her, they realized that she was just in a state of absolute shock. And
right. Yeah, she's probably also like, I need to escape.
Right? Like, what the fuck? Especially because it's literally within a day or two of your daughter arriving with these other children you've never heard of.
Yes. This is crazy.
Yes, it is. So through the questioning, police were also shocked to find that the Fritzls had been renting out their ground floor to tenants for 12 years of the 24.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and we've already talked about the noises they heard and the lies he told, right? Fucking crazy. Kirsten was reunited with her family on June 8th, 2008, and doctors said that she would make a full recovery.
Good.
In March of 2009, Elisabeth and her children were forced to move out of the family's home, and they were returned to a psychiatric clinic where medical staff started trying to heal their family and reunite the upstairs kids with the downstairs kids to kind of get them all, reacclimated.
That is an insane therapeutic work that I don't know how any professional prepares for that.
You know what? I give him all the credit in the world.
Right? It's like how many cases like this are there in like recorded history of something like this?
This is the most insane one I've ever seen. Because this is even more insane than the guy who kept those 3 women in his house.
Right. That's who I'm thinking about,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, because he had them in there for like 12 years, I think. And
Mm-hmm.
this one's 24 with 7
24.
births. At some point, Elisabeth reported that she was distraught and close to a breakdown after British paparazzi burst into her kitchen and started taking photographs of her.
Oh, fuck those people. Holy shit.
I can't even imagine. The way she had to live her life and someone's going to kick in her door? Are you fucking crazy?
Prison for those people. Fuck.
I hope so. I have no information as to what happened to the paparazzi, but fuck them.
Definitely not enough. I'm sure the law doesn't have space to prosecute
Right?
just how heinous that is.
Yeah, that's awful. Now, at the trial of Josef Fritzl, the jury watched 11 hours of Elisabeth's taped testimony of her account, which went into great detail about the abuse and the fucking horrific acts that were committed against her.
Oh.
And of course, DNA testing proved that Fritzl was the father of Elisabeth's children, which basically proved the incest claims and kind of sealed his fate as if they didn't already have that.
Right.
And of course, he claimed that he was not the monster they were portraying him to be. That it was all consensual.
Shut the fuck up, dude. Oh my God.
Yep. He tried to paint himself as this fatherly figure about how he would go down and spend time with the children, watching movies and reading books to them and bringing them Christmas presents and shit.
Dude, plead guilty. What are you doing?
Right? Well, he was ultimately sentenced to life in prison with numerous accounts of enslavement, kidnapping, incest, rape, false imprisonment, as well as murder of Elisabeth's baby, Michael, who was the one that died soon after birth.
Right, because, not getting medical care.
Yeah, he didn't take him to the hospital. Exactly. It was also
But they're considering that murder.
Absolutely. So it was also found that Fritzl had been planning to hold Elisabeth captive for years prior to him actually doing it.
Right, he had this space ready.
Yeah, he had built it. I didn't go back and research exactly how long it took him to build that, but yeah, he knew. And
that.
it's so fucked. And he admitted that he had actually held his own mother captive in their home, in their attic, from 1959 until her death in 1980.
What?
Yeah. And he was able to hide it because he simply started telling his neighbors and family or whatever that she just died.
And he in like their family home?
Yeah, in their attic. Yeah. So basically on the top part of his house, he's held his mother captive until she died. And then some years later, he took his daughter and put her in this bunker he built in the basement.
Oh.
So fucked up.
Just like, what?
Okay. There's no words for this guy.
No, there's no, just like, what's... Oh. Ugh.
In June of...
How does the human mind conceive of something so awful?
I wish I knew. Actually, I'm glad I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So in June of 2013, the city filled in the basement of the Fritzl home with concrete. So they didn't destroy the house, though. As of today, apparently it's apartments. So that's weird.
You couldn't pay me.
Right?
To live in that.
Yeah. I do know at some point, I didn't include it here, but at some point they offered up that building to be used for like indigenous people or homeless people. Not indigenous, sorry.
Okay.
Transient. But now it's apartments.
I mean, I gotta say, like, I just hope whatever it was, they honored the wishes of the victims.
Well, we're going to get into it, but there's really not a whole lot that comes up about that.
Okay.
Okay, in May of 2017, Fritzl changed his name to Josef Meyerhoff, likely due to the fact that while in prison, he was constantly getting into fights and at times several of his teeth were knocked out after other inmates set up a fake dating profile with his name and picture.
Oh my God.
It's so fucking weird. However,
whatever you gotta do to get this guy, I fully approve of, the shit. When someone's like a child predator, they get beat up in prison, I'm like, hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, 100%. However, today at 90 years old, he remains incarcerated. He's still alive.
I hope he's fucking miserable.
I do too. Now, Elisabeth has been living a private life somewhere in Austria. She has a new identity, and she is actually provided with security. So
good.
But basically now she's in her late 50s, and she has successfully integrated into a community where she enjoys everyday freedom, but she just wants to live the rest of her life in peace, which, if anybody deserves that, it's her and her kids.
Right. If it's possible, I want that for her and her kids. That's just like, oh.
That's the least society could do for her.
Yes, truly.
Yeah, so that is the case of Josef and Elisabeth Fritzl. Holy fuck.
I mean, for a survivor story, that was worse than... It was like one of the more fucked up things we might have ever talked about.
Well, that's why when you were like, oh, yay.
You were like, oh, girl.
I was like, I gotta shut this down now. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Fuck. Yeah, that was brutal. And, man, just like how many horror movies... Like, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, 10 Cloverfield Lane, but, like, isn't that just that one woman?
Yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane was John Goodman. I can't remember her name. It's Obi-Wan Kenobi's wife there. Yeah, I can't remember her name. And there was one other person.
I'm terrible at actors' names.
There's one other person in the basement with them. And, I mean, I only saw the movie once way back in the day. But that movie came out. No, it definitely came out after this was revealed, so there's that. But,
yeah.
It's
an entirely different story, but it's just making me think about, like, just...
Yeah, I can't imagine.
It's like too bad to, like, make a movie or editorialize.
Can you imagine if a fire had broken out in that bunker? Like, what would have happened? Like, it would have been a fucking oven in there.
Yeah, they would have died.
Yeah, and the question becomes, would anybody have known? Probably, because eventually the smoke would come out the other end of the basement. But
right, exactly, and they would have. But he would. I don't know. It seems like he was really good at making these excuses. He was like, "Oh, I just had a small, equipment fire. Whatever. I took care of it. It's fine."
Yeah, the whole situation's fucked. This guy can't be tortured enough in prison. I hope the inmates around him keep doing what they're doing. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, I hope hell exists, and I hope he's going to be there soon.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's that's our survivor story of the week, month. I don't even know.
Wow, Janus, that fucking sucked.
So I warned you.
You did. I'm still.
So would you rank?
Woof.
Would you rank this case up there with the Toy Box Killer? I know that's one you said kind of lives in your head rent free.
Yeah, this is definitely ranking up there.
Yeah, this one was brutal. I mean, I've known about this one for years, but I decided I wasn't initially going to do survivor stories, but then I was like, you know what? Let's do this one. Here we are.
Right, because it's like being in a living hell. I'm sure these people don't want to talk about what they went through, but I can only imagine that there were a lot of times they wished they were dead.
I just can't fathom the idea of never leaving basically an apartment with no sunlight for 24 years.
No, there's no imagining something like that. There's no way you or I could ever imagine that.
That's true. And I'm lost. Like, I feel my heart breaks for this woman and her children.
Yes, and her children. The children who spent the first 19 years of her life.
Yeah, the oldest. That's crazy. Not knowing anything. They did have a VCR and a TV, so She did sort of get a glimpse of whatever the rest of the world was, quote unquote, to her. But like you said,
right, but like TV is not the real world.
right? But like when I was going to say, and what you said when she was in the hospital, it's like an alien world. Watching TV must have been like watching Star Wars to her.
Genuinely. And that might have been what she was told. Like, I can't even imagine trying to be a parent, knowing the situation that your child is in. What do you tell them to try to make it okay?
Right.
Like, oh, I'm gonna cry thinking about it. That's awful.
Yeah. This fucked up.
Like,
See,
what lies do you contrive to provide
protect them?
comfort?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like
Breaks my heart.
when they're watching something and they see cars and they're like, what even is that?
Right. It's like, does she say, it's an alien thing? They're not real?
Or do you lie to them and say that the above world had some kind of crazy incident that doesn't exist anymore?
Right, right. Like 10 Cloverfield Lane,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. It's so fucked. But
yeah, I mean, hopefully they have their private life. We'll probably never know.
yeah, I don't think we'll ever know. But
God,
yeah,
does my heart hurt for those people?
yeah, I'm just glad she's free now, and like I said, by all accounts, she's happy. So, I guess as happy as you can be. So.
Right. I mean, I hope her mom's okay too.
I didn't even look Rosemary up. I should have looked, but I'm like, you know what? The whole family deserves their peace, except the fucking asshole.
Right. It's just like imagine as a mother, you're missing your child for 24 years. You think your child ran away from you
and she's
never
beneath
wanted
your
to contact
feet.
you again.
And she's literally
And she's
feet away from
time.
you. Yeah.
And your husband's been raping her the whole time.
I can't. Yeah, you're right. I can't even imagine the pain that woman went through.
The layers of trauma.
Yeah. For all of them.
For all. Yes. Oh, my heart.
Yep. Like, and then those children have to learn. Then those children have to learn that their father is also their grandfather. Like, it's so fucked. It's so fucked.
There's just like, man.
I'm sorry I upset you so much. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Well, no, it's like, it's awful, but like, people's awful stories deserve to be heard.
Agreed.
Because they're real.
Amazingly, yes.
This really happened to these people, and it's the least that we can do to be a witness to their pain.
Yes. I mean, that's kind of why we do this, yeah.
Right, like, they actually had to go through it. Like, if it causes us pain to think about this thing that they went through, like, they actually went through it.
I can't,
And
as we've said 100 times, I can't imagine what they went through.
No, not at all.
Yeah. If we think, I'm going to say this like as a kind of a closing thought. If we think our daily loneliness is bad, imagine that.
Truly that. And I mean, if there's, I'm going to have to look up, like, is there a way I could just, like, send these people money?
Like, I doubt it. I doubt it. But, I mean, you could look it up, I suppose. She might have something out there.
It's like,
I mean, her children at this point are young adults, are actually full-blown adults at this point. Because 2008 was almost 20 years ago, so the 19-year-old is now almost 40. Yeah. Fucking crazy.
Man.
Yeah. So yeah, with all that, thank you everyone for joining us. Once again, I'm Janus Dead.
And I'm Joyous Dead.
And we'll see you next week.
Bye!